As you exit the tower building, veer left before walking toward the library and take a moment to notice the small bronze plaque hidden next to Haymarket Theater in the senior court. Although somewhat plain in appearance, the plaque offers a window into Pali's history. Each name on this list represents a student who died fighting for our country, and it is in their honor that a Gold Star Scholarship Fund has been awarded for 6 decades.
During a war, you have a blue star in your window if you have a son fighting in the war. And if he's killed, it becomes a gold star.
Private First Class Russell Braga, class of 1944, died on Iwo Jima. He never saw the men from his company plant that iconic flag on top of Mount Suribachi.
They took 365 numbers and just passed them out according to your birthday. He was born on July 29th or 30th, and that number turned out to be 50. So he enlisted right away.
Imagine if the seniors of today faced a draft, and that some never came home.
She had to go down and get George's diploma because they drafted him 3 months before they were graduating. And she wasn't too happy about having to do that.
The war interrupted every aspect of students' lives.
Hod Ray saw him play for the first time. He says, we're going to have to find a spot for him. That's how much he thought of him.
Legendary coach Hod Ray went on to say that George was a guy who put his whole soul into everything he did. George was one of the finest athletes that ever played at our local high school.
George was going to get a scholarship to Notre Dame for football, and well, that didn't happen either.
You know, we would hear Jack Lawrence and George Fuchs, we wouldn't see them at school, and the word would be, where are they? And they say, oh, they left for the service. When the word came back that they were killed overseas, a lot of sadness went through the school.
While classmates mourned, families grieved.
As far as we can tell, he was killed pretty much on my father's birthday, which made every birthday for my father after that a little bit poignant.
He was killed on March 13th, 1969. We found out about it March 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day, and we don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
I had kept sending him letters, and I was so dense then that these letters would come back deceased, and I couldn't visualize deceased, you know. Finally, I had to go up to my company commander, and I asked him, what does this mean? He said, you know, he's gone. And everything went blank.
His death was very hard in my family. 9 days after we got the telegram, my father died. He just couldn't handle it. Then 9 days after my father died, my mother was told she had to move out of, either buy the house that we were in or move.
Private First Class Frederick Yamamoto, class of 1936, was forcibly placed into the Heart Mountain Relocation Center. He was one of the first Nisei to volunteer for the famed 442nd Infantry Regiment. He was posthumously awarded the Silver Star for gallantry in action. This is the third highest decoration in the United States Armed Forces. His mother received the award while still at the War Relocation Center.
I would never regret having him for a brother. I mean, there's nothing he wouldn't do for you or anybody. You know, I mean, if he had to do some work out there and that was it, he'd do it. I mean, if somebody had to cross the road and they couldn't make it, he'd help them. That's how he was. That's why everybody liked him to begin with, because he liked everybody.
Memorial Day is not simply a time to sleep in and have a barbecue. This plaque commemorates the men and women who died for their country. And that is what Memorial Day stands for. For In Focus, I'm Darren Reese.